Thank you, Toastmasters. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Good evening. Today, Toastmaster Tanmay conducted a panel discussion on servant leadership. Toastmaster Tanmay, I noticed that upon arriving at the dais, you introduced the topic for the benefit of the audience. You gave a detailed introduction of each participant on the panel. You greeted them warmly and made them feel welcome on the dais. Prior to this session, you ensured that there was appropriate seating for each of the panelists in coordination with the SAA, and you introduced the topic by giving a clear definition for our benefit. One of the highlights I noticed was you had cleanly structured the panel discussion. You identified who was going to be addressed with each question before asking the question. So there was no confusion on who should take up which question. Coming to the topic servant leadership, you chose different aspects of the same topic to pose questions to the panelists. And while they were answering to your questions, you were attentive to them. So this made them feel involved and made it more interesting for us in the audience. You chose questions that were applicable to most of us in the audience. By doing so, you represented the audience. You asked questions that most of us would have in our mind. The questions I felt were varied enough and gave scope for the panelists to elaborate on the relevant points without repetition. I observed that the audience was engrossed with the discussion. I also observed that the questions posed elicited interest among the panelists. They were not dry, and they were able to respond with insightful replies to your questions. Toastmaster Tanmay, one other aspect is you managed the available time well, keeping enough for each panelist and still having enough time for 2 questions from the audience. One thing I noticed is that actually 3 of us in the audience had questions. So one thing which you could do is, whoever does not get the opportunity, you could assure them that you would take additional questions after the session and try to get them answered. So that would make it a well-rounded session. Another possibility is you could pose a single question towards the end. You could keep it open to all the panelists and thus get a variety of responses on one single topic as well, in addition to specific questions. The overall session reflected adequate preparation by the moderator, appropriate choice of panelists, and together it made the discussion an engrossing one both for the panelists and for us in the audience. You chose questions as to make the discussion a scrumptious meal. You have together with the panelists, you have made it a feast of ideas and points. Wish you the best in each of your future projects, Toastmaster Tanmay. Thank you.